Why aren't more people talking about residential cleaning and the fact that it's growing so quickly? I mean, it's valued at over $7.7 billion. That's billion with a B in just the US alone, not even including Canada. Yet nobody is talking about it. Instead, everyone's just so focused on flashy business models like e-commerce, Amazon FBA, starting the 1 billionth marketing agency, or AI powered this or AI powered that. But I'm grateful because that's what makes this opportunity so largely untapped. It's a hidden opportunity that everyone overlooks because nobody's going to brag to their friends about cleaning houses over trying to grow their Shopify store. I mean, come on. It's not that sexy. But today I'm going to show you how you can plug in this massive industry to create thousands of dollars per month of side income, all while never actually having to clean anything yourself. So at the end of the training today, you'll have gained the equivalent of a bachelor's degree in understanding what this whole remote cleaning opportunity is, so you can go set this whole thing up and get your first paying customer, all without having to do any cleaning yourself in just 7 days or less. And I want you guys to know that it doesn't matter if you don't have any business experience. Maybe you're a complete beginner. Maybe you failed at starting something on your own in the past, or you only have 5 hours a week. The only reason I can make claims like this is because we have seen it work for over 1,500 of our students. And a large handful of them had their business up and running in just a week after showing them what I'm about to share with you today. And the truth is, guys, this works for all kinds of people, just like Graham here on the screen, who's a busy father of 2 kids, who used this to generate over $10K per month while working a full-time job and raising his 2 children all from home. This also worked extremely well for James, who's in his 60s, and he just wanted to start a business in his retirement to supplement his income. He's now making $26,000 per month in his retirement. $26K per month in his retirement in his 60s. So this works regardless of age because it doesn't require any tech marketing or sales skills. And then there's people like John who nearly broke $15K in just a single month, all by doing one simple thing. And it's following the steps I'm about to show you in today's training, which led him to make over $14K in just one single month. Now, the reality is results like John's are not typical, but it just goes to show what's possible when you implement exactly what I'm going to show you today. Now, you might be wondering, Johnny, why are you showing me this? If it's truly hidden in such a predictable way to generate income, why don't you just do this all for yourself? And the reality is, guys, I already have twice. It's me and my business partner Sergio there on the screen, who I haven't introduced yet, but he's like the Robin to my Batman. And then there's us being featured on Cody Sanchez's YouTube channel, telling our story of how we went from completely broke college students living off of student loans to scaling our remote cleaning business to over $65K per month, working less than 5 hours per week. The method I'm about to teach you took me from scooping ice cream at $8 an hour to being able to fulfill my dream and live in Las Vegas with this amazing view behind me, which is real, by the way. It's not a green screen, and never have to worry about working a job just to make ends meet ever again. Remote cleaning has quite honestly already given me everything I need. So when people ask me why I'm sharing this, it's because the residential and commercial cleaning industry is super fragmented. So fragmented to the point where no one single company owns more than 1% of the market share in the United States, which creates a lot of opportunity for people looking to add on an additional 1, 2, or even 5K a month on top of their day job, or just be able to create a business that allows you to eventually leave your 9 to 5. And not only is it super fragmented, it's also very simple to set up. It doesn't need you to be super technically savvy or be some crazy experienced marketer. Just take Army, for example. He was able to hit $59,000 of revenue as a complete beginner with no experience. That's why this is the most certain business model you can use right now, regardless of experience or age or background. And the best part is cleaning isn't going anywhere anytime soon. It's not like they're building robots to clean houses, unlike ChatGPT, which is making marketing agencies obsolete. So it's important that you get growing on this opportunity and take advantage now. But the actual best part is that you do none of the cleaning yourself anyways, which allows you to spend time working on the business to help you dominate your local market. Just take Jazz, for example, who traveled all around Europe, all while growing her remote cleaning business to over $30K per month as a complete beginner. And this is exactly what I want for you too. So let's go through exactly what I'm going to cover today. Number 1, I'm going to go over the remote cleaning opportunity that no one's talking about and why this opportunity is proven to work time and time again. Number 2, I'm going to go over our 4-step beginner-friendly process that anyone can follow to launch a remote cleaning business in just 7 days. And last but not least, number 3, I'm going to go over how to ensure that you never have to worry about doing any cleaning yourself. But before we get into the training, I want to make sure you understand a few things. This is not something where you can just show up, do nothing, and expect to make thousands of dollars. Yes, we will show you our method to ensure you never have to do any of the cleaning yourself, but there is still work involved, and anyone promising you fully automated income is selling you snake oil. So I want to make sure you promise me today that if I show you the exact 4-step process responsible for hundreds of my students making thousands of dollars per month in income, that you'll put in the work to make your success a reality. And although this can work extremely quickly when you follow our steps, it still takes time, and it's definitely not instant. And although this has completely changed my life, my results are not typical. And although this has worked for over 1,500 of our students, this is not a guarantee that it'll work for you. Your results will vary based on the amount of effort you put in to follow our method that I'm about to show you. But one thing that I can confidently say is that this works so well that I applied our exact 4-step process to build a remote cleaning business for my 64-year-old mom, Mary. And yes, you heard that right. I said my mom. And now my mom makes over $30,000 a month and never has to drive Uber again. This is the only online opportunity that I've ever felt confident enough in to be able to recommend to my own family. And I'm so glad that I did. So you should see on the screen here, my mom sent me a text a few months ago after seeing that an Uber driver was killed in a fatal car accident. She said, "When I read these stories in the newspapers and I hear these nightmare stories, I thank God and I thank you with my whole heart that I don't drive Uber anymore." And I'm not going to lie, guys, that text did hit me a little bit different. But you might be thinking, all right, Johnny, all that sounds nice, but what makes this thing actually work? Why should I choose it over other opportunities? It's because of the following. House cleaning is always in demand. Regardless of AI and new technology, people will always be needed to clean homes, and the convenience of having a house cleaner is not going away anytime soon. And once a house is clean, it will get dirty again, making it a great way to stack up thousands of dollars in recurring revenue. House cleaning also has the lowest barrier to entry with low startup costs, which makes it beginner friendly. You don't need to invest thousands of dollars in buying products or running ads like other industries. And last but not least, like I mentioned earlier, this market is one of the most fragmented markets in the entire world. In the US, not one single company owns more than just a single % of the market. That means a level playing ground with other competitors in the space. So much so that thousands of new cleaning companies can start every single month all over the country and not impact your ability to produce revenue at all. But again, you're probably thinking, but Johnny, this all sounds great, but I don't want to be a cleaner. And that's totally fine because there's a massive difference between the traditional way of growing a cleaning business versus the new remote way of starting a cleaning business. With this new way, there's zero cleaning on your end involved. The truth is, growing a cleaning business the old way is stressful, it's impossible to scale, and it's not anywhere near remote. In fact, Sergio and I actually almost closed down our cleaning business even though we were making 30 grand a month because working 40-hour weeks while going to college wasn't cutting it. Despite all that, we kept working more and more and more, and we quickly realized we didn't really make any more money. We were doing more than we ever had, but we were sacrificing our freedom and profiting the same amount. It felt like we were stuck and that we just couldn't scale. But that's until we found the new and remote way of growing a cleaning business. And with this method, we have the others do the cleaning for us. We stayed out of it entirely, which allowed us to scale from $30K a month working 40 to 50 hours per week to $65K a month working just 5 hours per week. So as a remote cleaning business owner, you don't clean a thing. All you do is focus on attracting customers and making money. That's really all there is to it. And the power of this method is that your business is truly uncapped, giving you the ability to profit more and gain more freedom than ever before. All you need is just one cleaning provider to do the cleaning for you. And then you plug them into our proven remote cleaning method. And when you do, you can expect results like Jacob, who was able to leave his 9 to 5 all because of their remote cleaning business, or Utsav, who's already collected over 100 grand since launching his remote cleaning business only a year ago. But maybe all you need is just a few extra $1,000 per month more. Just like Austin did. He applied our remote cleaning method and now makes an additional $3,000 per month from this system. And for Sergio and I, it just simply allowed us to never have to worry about money or working another job again, meaning we could focus on what mattered most, which is our families and hanging out with friends and spending time with them. And all of it was made possible by implementing what we like to call our remote cleaning method. This method enables anyone to be able to make remote income from the comfort of their home, regardless of experience. And that's because it focuses on outsourcing the work to trusted local cleaning providers. Just take Corey, who applied the remote cleaning method and won back his time, allowing him to break into the 6-figure revenue mark within just 6 months of launching his business. So now I'm going to show you exactly how Corey and all these others were able to do it. And it was by following the 4-step process that we like to call the remote cleaning method. And if you stay with me until the end of the training today, I'm going to extend a special thank you and provide you with a gift for your time. So let's get into it. The first step is choosing a location. Now, there are a ton of locations where launching a remote cleaning business is possible, but how do we go and select the best location to give us the best chance of success? And why is it so important anyways? It's because the more demand you can have when you first launch the business, the easier it is to grow and scale, and the quicker it is that you can actually grow and scale. And something as critical as picking the location right the first time can be the difference between you running up to $30,000 in revenue your first month or $1,000 in revenue your first month. Now, this works in pretty much any location as long as you're not picking Compton, California or Gary, Indiana. But if you pick the wrong location, it might take you a little bit longer to get up and running. It might take you a little bit longer to get to some of the high revenue levels because you're going to have to do a lot of work to build a brand within your area. So how do you pick a location that you know for certain is going to be able to allow you to scale very, very quickly upon launching? So let's look into 2 keys into choosing a location. Key number 1 is population density. Now, obviously we're selling a consumer service, right? So the more households we can have in an area, the more customers we can also have in an area. But more importantly, the more houses we can have that are really, really close together, also the better. And if you're someone watching this right now that lives in a smaller town, don't worry, because it's called a remote cleaning business for a reason. And that means we can launch in any area, even states that you're not even close to. So a quick rule of thumb to determine whether or not you should launch in an area is going to be the population size of the desired city, county, or metropolitan statistical area, or known as MSA. Now, if any of those are above 50,000 in population, then you've got a recipe for a solid business. And believe it or not, even if you're on the smaller side with a population size of say 50, 60, 70,000, well, I've seen businesses in those areas run up to 10, 20, 30K in the first month alone. Just like Travis, for example, who was able to crack 30K per month in a small Indiana town of only 20,000 people. And speaking of competition, that leads me to my second key point, which is healthy competition. So key number 2 is healthy competition. Now, it might sound a little weird or counterintuitive to say, look for an area that has a lot of competition. But going back to what I said earlier about this being such a fragmented industry, you can expect even at the local level to not even have cleaning businesses own more than 1% of the local market share. So something to note here is to look up on Google, house cleaning near me. You're then going to do a quick comb through of all the different cleaning businesses that are listed on the Google Business Profile Map Pack and see how many reviews they have, and more importantly, see if there's any franchises in the area. Now, why are franchises so important, you might wonder? Because you've got to think about who's going to sell a franchise to a potential franchisee for a cleaning business. They've got to make sure that that area is right for customers to buy house cleaning services. And not only that, you've also got to think that the franchisor is going to have to take a royalty from the franchisee. So they're going to need to charge high enough prices in order for not only the franchisor to make money, but also the franchisee to make money. So if a franchise is doing it, so can you. Except the upside to you doing this is that you don't have to pay any of those royalties. You just get to keep all the profit. And really the most important concept for you guys to understand is that we aren't even in the game of sales or marketing or even cleaning, believe it or not. We're in the game of staffing and recruiting. And that's exactly why we hire contractors instead of employees, because it allows you, the business owner, to hire and get cleans done way faster than the competition that's using W-2 employees, because you're able to save money and time on things like training the employees, paying for their gas, buying the vehicles, replacing broken equipment. I could keep going, but you get the point. So you can come into essentially any market and crush your competition simply from the fact that you can hire and staff way faster, because getting the leads and marketing is actually the easy part in this business. Which leads me to step number 2, finding a provider. Having a cleaning provider, guys, allows you to earn revenue without lifting a finger, completely remotely from the comfort of your home. You never have to touch a mop. You never have to touch a broom, allowing you to focus on acquiring customers and making money. And here's where things become interesting, because this is what empowers anyone to start their own cleaning business without ever having to do any cleaning themselves. This is the single most important part of the remote cleaning method, because it allows you to produce income without having to trade your time for money, meaning you sit back, relax, and you just watch the cash come in, all from the comfort of your home. It's what allowed Trevor to hit $20,000 months, all while still operating his real estate business. This one step took Sergio and I from overworked, stressed, burnt out at $30,000 a month to $65,000 a month, working just 5 hours per week inside our remote cleaning business. This is the closest thing to automated income that we've ever come across, and it quite literally changed our lives. So make sure you listen to this step carefully, because this is all made possible when you source just one cleaning provider. And the best part is, in the US alone, there's over 770,000 cleaning providers to choose from. And this number continues to grow. So finding a cleaning provider has never been easier than it is today. Now, there are dozens of sites you can use to find cleaning providers, and all of them take less than an hour to set up. But the easiest and quickest way to get providers ASAP is through Indeed. Indeed is by far and large my favorite platform for hiring cleaners because you just get them all to come to you. Just as an example on the screen, you can literally even just take a screenshot of that and use that if you want to. It's as simple as copy and pasting this and letting the applications flood into your inbox. Now, keep in mind, you're going to get a lot of cleaning applicants, and a lot of those cleaning applicants are going to be very unqualified. But just from the sheer amount of volume that you'll get, you're going to get a lot of good ones too. Now, it's important to put requirements on your job posting so that you don't have to sift through and call every single applicant. So some of those things to look out for are, number one, do they have at least 1 year of cleaning experience? Anyone without at least a year, I automatically disqualify because, again, I don't want to spend any time training them. I want them to come trained, and that is the benefit of hiring contractors. Number two, I want reliable transportation. Now, this one I feel is pretty self-explanatory. You don't want to be driving your cleaners around, dropping them off job to job, and having them pick them up. It's just a pain in the butt. Number three, you want them to have their own cleaning equipment. You don't want to have to come out of pocket to pay for things like cleaning equipment because if they lose or break something, which I guarantee you they will, guess who they're going to expect to pay for that stuff? It's going to be you, and it's going to come right out of your profits. So once that's all done, go through all these applicants, schedule them for interviews on either Google Meets or Zoom or whatever video interview platform you use. You're then going to ask them some questions around logistics as far as what days they can work, what days they can't work, if they're looking for part-time, if they're looking for full-time. And then if they seem like a good fit, you make them an offer to come work for you. Now, this is the important part in the process because we want to be clear when we set expectations. You're going to pay them on a weekly basis. They're going to make anywhere from $25 to $35 an hour, give or take. However, how you're going to actually calculate the payroll is you're going to be paying them 40 to 45% of every job that you book. And after doing this over 1,500 times, this is the pay scale we find that works best, where both parties actually end up winning because the cleaners end up making that $25 to $35 an hour while you still get to keep 55 to 60% of your gross revenue, which ultimately creates a healthy, profitable business. So now you can see just how simple it is for anyone to go find local cleaning providers using Indeed. And the best part is you only need just one cleaning provider to launch one of these remote cleaning businesses to $5K a month and beyond. Just look how quickly our student Kayla was able to find their first cleaning provider, or Owen, or Robert, or the hundreds of other students who we've helped onboard their first provider. Can you see how using Indeed to source a local cleaning provider makes this whole step a breeze, even as a complete beginner with no experience? But there's one critical piece of the puzzle I haven't let you in on. And missing this one piece can cause you a tremendous amount of stress and headache. It's background checking and test cleaning every cleaner that you onboard. I'll actually tell you a story. I once hired a cleaner, and I decided that I wanted to cut corners so I can get them onboarded quicker and not background check them or do a test clean. And when I sent them out on their jobs, they didn't have a vacuum. And then when it got time to actually do the vacuuming on that job, they took out their brooms and started sweeping the carpet to try to get the dirt up out of the carpet. That was their makeshift vacuum. And then come to find out on top of that, one of them had a criminal record. So please learn from my mistakes and make sure that you background check and test clean every single cleaner you onboard. And I'll explain what a test clean is in a second. But first, to be able to background check your cleaners, all you have to do is go to this website right here you see on the screen. It's called Checker. It costs about $30 per check, and you're only going to be doing this for people who you make offers to and who seem like a good fit so you can save money. But I promise you it's worth it because problems like the one I just described can be completely avoided, and you don't have to risk getting bad reviews for your business. And there's one last thing I want to let you all in on. It's what we like to call a test clean. So the test clean is the second layer to the background check, and this should never be skipped. What you're going to do is you're going to get a friend or a family member, and you're going to offer them a free cleaning. You're then going to take the cleaner you just hired, and you're going to send them to that friend or family member's home. To the cleaner, they're going to think it's a real job, and you're going to pay the cleaner like it's a real job. But what the test clean is going to show you is one of two things. Number one, it's going to show you, does the cleaner even show up? And number two, if they're going to try to steal your customers. Because you're going to have that friend or family member ask your cleaner at the end of that test clean how they can book again. If they say, hey, here, book through me, here's my card, I'll give you a cheaper price, then you fire them and you find another cleaner because they're going to try to take your customers. On the flip side, if they say, here, call the office and book through blah, blah, blah company, you know that they're going to be good and they should be good to go for future jobs. Basically a character test. And that brings us to the end of step number 2 of the remote cleaning method, meaning we're about halfway done. So let's summarize what we've done so far. I just showed you how to choose a location for your remote cleaning business that will have enough demand for you to easily get cleaning customers in step number 1. And in step 2, I showed you how to find cleaning providers using our proven framework so you can find reliable cleaners who will do the work for you. And now that we have both the location and a provider secured, let's get into step number 3, where we can get into the fun part, which is getting the leads. Step number 3 is attract free customers. And the way we attract leads for free is through what we call the organic attraction framework. Now, it's really important to pay attention here, because this is where most people will mess up when they try to get leads organically and for free. So I need you to follow along right now, because generating free customers is what makes this entire remote cleaning method low cost for just about anyone to implement. Because the best part about finding cleaning customers is that there are just so many potential customers out there, it can truly be effortless. But only if you have the right strategy in place. Because it's one thing to run paid ads and invest a bunch of money to find customers, but when you're starting out, the last thing you want to do is put more money into ads that might work for you. It just isn't ideal when you're just starting out, and that's why it's important to find ways to acquire customers for free. And just imagine waking up every day to new people begging you for house cleaning services without having to drop a single dollar on paid ads. That reality is made possible when you harness the power of our organic attraction framework. And it all starts with the platform most of you will be familiar with, Facebook. When you utilize Facebook, and more importantly, Facebook groups, by implementing what we like to call the organic attraction framework, customers will be falling over themselves to take you up on your offer to have your company clean their home. It's honestly the easiest way that we found to get in front of hundreds, if not thousands, of people completely for free. Let's take Paula, for example, who started posting in Facebook groups. They would join these groups, they'd make posts that didn't talk to the customer and also seemed too salesy, then would end up with no leads or just get banned from all the groups. Then they implemented the organic attraction framework. You can see right here on the screen. They generated almost 1,000 leads, and again, completely for free, all from a single post. The reality is there are hundreds of these local groups on Facebook that are prime for sourcing leads. And the best part is, it's a completely underutilized tool to get in front of the perfect ideal cleaning customer. So here's the key to implementing this framework properly. You're going to find Facebook groups like buy and sell groups, local mom groups, and community-specific groups. And once you find these groups, all you need to do is join and make what we like to call an offer post. But before we get into the offer post, I need you all to understand one thing. Cleaning companies are in the stone age when it comes to marketing. It's honestly shocking, but most cleaning companies do nothing to convince customers to do business with them versus the dozen other cleaning companies that they can choose from, which creates a massive opportunity for us to put even a small amount of effort into creating an offer to attract leads to our business. Most cleaning companies consider their best offer a free quote. But if you take that strategy, you're going to get lost in the noise. And after testing hundreds of posts across dozens of groups with our over 1,500 plus student businesses, we found the highest converting copy that will attract dozens of leads. Now, I'm going to break it down for you briefly here so you have an idea on how exactly this works, but let's take something as simple as get $50 off your first cleaning, for example. Sure, you can get even more creative, but all you need to do is take the simple offer of $50 off an initial clean, and then we can implement our offer post. And now all you're going to do is post inside these groups you've joined, introducing yourself and your business. Then at the end of the post, you're going to make an offer to anyone who comments a keyword or phrase like spring, a $50 discount on their first cleaning with you. Nothing crazy. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to create one of these posts, and leads can be near instant. Just take Steven, for example, who after 5 minutes of posting in a local Facebook group was able to generate a lead from this strategy. Or Brian, who booked a customer with his first Facebook group post inside a local moms group. Or just look how many leads Tyler was able to generate when creating just his first local group post. So can you see how you can take this posting strategy and use our proven scripts inside the organic attraction framework and implement it today and have a handful of leads within just a few hours? And then once you implement this strategy in not just one group, but dozens of groups, can you see how this method can scale really quickly, giving you dozens of leads? Just like I did for Lisa, who after just one post generated over 14 leads for her cleaning business, which will likely result in thousands of dollars of bookings, all for $0. Talk about a return on investment. So my question to you is, are you starting to see clearly how this works and why this could be the thing that gets you the freedom like it did for me and so many other people that you've seen today? Whether it be freedom from a 9-to-5 job or the freedom to travel, whatever it is, you really are just one provider and one post away from potentially making all of that a reality. And you know what? We haven't even covered the best part yet, which is automate and profit. So what I'm going to show you is why people like Joey, who not so long ago was watching one of our training videos, just like you right now, and after implementing this, realize this is the closest thing to automated income that he's ever seen. It's also why growing one of these businesses for myself and my mom was such an easy decision. And although I can't guarantee you'll get results like mine or my mom's, there's just no chance that I recommend anything else if you're trying to make income online, especially when you see what I'm about to show you guys. Because now, not only do you not have to do any of the cleaning yourself, you can now automate things that used to take hours of time. Things like quoting, scheduling your leads into customers, paying your providers, and also getting paid yourself, which makes converting leads into customers a complete breeze. And it's because all the boring menial tasks can now be automated thanks to a tool we use called Booking Koala. This is the key to the remote cleaning method because it enables you to work less in your business and focus more of your time working on your business. Imagine implementing our group posting strategy and sending all these leads to a software that handles everything for you. It quite literally will quote your customer, schedule the job, alert your cleaning provider, collect the payment, pay your cleaner, and then most importantly, pay you. I mean, isn't that amazing? I mean, it's pretty insane that all you need to do is direct your leads to their easy to use quoting tool, and the software will handle the rest. All it takes is just a few hours of time to set up the software, which is completely beginner friendly, and it's truly just plug and play. And the best part is it'll even work for you to generate reviews and remind customers to rebook with you, meaning one customer can easily become 2, 3, 4, or 5. Using the software alone can double, if not triple, your business, just like it did for Paul or Nazmul. And that's the power of implementing Booking Koala to automate everything for you, meaning you can sit back and collect payments just like Ian, who crossed over $27K per month with their remote cleaning business in just a few months. How nice would it be if you even achieved a small fraction of Ian's success? I mean, pretty nice, right? Are you beginning to see how anyone, regardless of experience, can get one of these businesses up and running? I hope so. Because applying what I showed you can allow you to do things like Mike here, who in just their first week after applying the remote cleaning method was able to make over $1,500. So let's recap everything we learned today. In the short time today, I've shown you the billion-dollar industry that virtually no one is talking about, one where if you take advantage of what I've just shown you, you can create yourself thousands of dollars per month of side income, a market that is growing so fast that it's estimated to be valued at over $40 billion by the year 2025. And you now know how you can get started with your own fully remote cleaning business from scratch with no sales or marketing skills required. And I also covered how to choose the best location to launch in, so you can be 100% certain that the location has high demand, making customer acquisition a breeze, even if it's a city you don't even live in, right? Then I gave you the proven strategy that over 1,500 plus of our students have used to find cleaning providers to do the cleaning for them, so they can grow a cleaning business fully remotely without ever needing to touch a mop, broom, or clean anything themselves, right? Then I gave you just one of our secret methods to generate dozens of leads completely for free without needing to spend even a penny on ads by leveraging the power of Facebook groups. And last but not least, I showed you how to turn these leads into cleaning customers, connecting both the provider and the customer. So as a result, you and the provider can get paid, right? But the best part is you've only just seen a fraction of the success that people are having with our help. People like Caesar, like Cole or Ben, or people like Scott, Cody, or Abhishek. There's even people like Luke, Dylan, and Amanda, or Sarim. So even though I just provided you a fraction of knowledge our students inside Home Service Academy have access to, let me ask you this. Are you excited about finally making fully remote side income with a remote cleaning business? And can you see yourself using what I showed you just now to take advantage of the multi-billion-dollar cleaning industry? And even if you just use a tiny fraction of what I showed you on this training, would you say that your time was well spent? And would you like to spend even more time together going even deeper and further on how to start and scale one of these businesses? Hopefully, yes, okay, because now you have a choice to make. Because what I've gone ahead and done is set aside some time in just the next week to speak with you personally and help you apply these strategies. But here's the deal. Every person's a little different. And what we found is that if we're able to hop on a call with you and really workshop how you can see some of the results of the stuff that we've talked about today, so we can really go through and blueprint this whole thing out for you individually. Usually our team of consultants charge $100 to $200 for these types of calls, but because you're watching this right now and you clicked on this link, you'll get access to get on a call with a member of our Home Service Academy team for free. So here's the deal. You do have to qualify. There are some qualifications because we can't spend time with every person here, and we want to make sure you're serious. But you have to be 100% absolutely positively without a doubt committed to your success and hitting your income goals no matter what, okay? Because by following the system and the 4 steps that we outlined today, you've got to have an unwavering belief that this will work for you. The system really only works if you do, and if you aren't committed, there's really no point in trying. It won't work if you're half in and half out. The world doesn't need any more half in, half out. There's plenty enough entrepreneurs in the world, okay? The world needs more people who are committed because it's those people that have the ability to build something worthwhile that can succeed. So if you're someone who's committed and you want to build an additional 3, 5, or even 10K per month of income, or you just want to gain freedom over your time, then this is for you. So here's what we're going to do on the call. And once again, there's no fee for this. We're just going to dive into things like, what do you do currently? How much money do you want to make? What are your goals? Where do you want to get to? What do you want your life to look like? And then we're going to help you get absolute clarity on how to reach those goals really fast. So you're going to get an exact strategy and the exact blueprint on how to make that happen. But then if you decide that you want us to help you and we think that it's a good fit, we may invite you to become one of the students we take on. And if that's the case, we'll just walk you through the program that's designed to get your remote cleaning business up and running and scaling fast. And this is something we've not only applied to launch and scale our own business, but we've also taught to over 1,500 plus students in the past 2 years. Some people are seeing as much as $105K a month using the system. Some people are making $2-3 grand a month and they're happy, but it's designed to get you over 10K a month in revenue. So we move pretty fast, which means this isn't something we want you to get in and lollygag around with. We'll be expecting you to work with our team and get your first provider and first customer booked all within a few weeks. So we move quickly on things for this reason. Now you're probably wondering, how do I get access to this free blueprint call? You're going to just fill out the form that you see below the video. It should have popped up by now. You're going to go ahead and fill that out. We usually book out days in advance because we do run a lot of traffic, so don't hesitate to get a slot on the calendar. But here's the thing. We're just having a conversation with you, and it'd be helpful for one of our consultants to provide an outside look in your situation and see some of the things that you might be missing. So whatever your goal is, if it's an extra 2 or 3 grand per month, or 10K per month, or even 30K per month, your goal might be 10 grand a month, whatever it is for you. We just want to see how we can help you and how we can add value to you. So how we can add value to you and see how many of you can take this further and change your life, and that's it. So a couple things. I usually get a couple questions before people are like, oh, hey, before I book a call, I want to know a couple things. Can I balance this business with a regular job? Yes, absolutely you can. Our clients that are doing 100K a month, 90K, 80K, 70K a month all have their full-time jobs, because what we do is we'll help you hire a VA to actually run the business for you, right? They'll take payment, they'll book the jobs, they'll handle the cleaners, all that stuff. So you can absolutely balance a full-time job with a business. We just ask that you have 10 to 15 hours per week. That's it. Second one is, how long does it take to get your first client? Our average day to first sale, meaning you do no more, you do no less, is 21 days. And the last one I get is, how hard is it to grow the business? Just depends on how much work you want to put in. The better you get at staffing the cleaners and the better you get at closing the deals, the faster you can grow. Our record business is at 105K a month, and that's in 18 months. It took them to get there. So pretty quick. But first and foremost, if you're still watching this and you haven't booked your call yet, I want you to ask yourself, are you on the path right now where you see yourself getting freedom and income? Are you happy? Are you completely happy with your current situation genuinely? Do you feel like you're on a trajectory that's going to take you to the place that you want to be at? If that answer is no, then you need to get help and you need to get some outside perspectives. Another thing to ask yourself is this: are you sure beyond a shadow of a doubt that with what you learned today, you can apply the 4-step process and generate income in the next week? If the answer is no, then you need to apply. You need to put in an application down below, and you need to get on the phone with us so we can help you create a system that will guarantee consistency of income. So it's like, at this point, you really have to decide that your trajectory is not leading you where you've wanted to go, and rather spend the months and years figuring out on your own with your own money and with your own failure. Rather than that, you're going to just skip to the front of the line and get some help from people who've been there and done it. And we're going to be able to shave years off of that learning curve for you. Because for us and our students, we know exactly what our income is going to look like next month. We know exactly how to grow. We know exactly how to scale. And we know that leads will come in for our businesses, and we will schedule the jobs. And out of those jobs, we'll make a few $100s on each one. I mean, if you don't have the system, let me tell you, it's the most amazing, liberating feeling in the world. And that's what we want to help build. And that's what we'll be doing on your blueprint calls. We'll help you just dial that in. So that being said, thank you for watching the free training. If you haven't, fill out the form down below to book a call with our consultants, and I'll hopefully see you inside.